see you.
You can see me?
Yes.
Jeez. Okay.
This is much more... Yeah.
So you can see Alexi.
Very nice t-shirt. Love it.
What about Beanie?
Super.
Okay. My apologies. Okay, let's go. So...
Yes.
So I read somewhere your dad is from Sweden, your mum's from Finland.
Oh, actually, yeah. My grandfather is Finnish.
Yeah.
So he came from... So my mom is half Finnish.
Okay.
But it's very common for Swedish people that we have some kind of blood connected to Finland because we used to be the same country.
Yeah. Yeah, well, my mum and dad are from Finland.
Really?
And I live in Australia.
Oh, you look kind of Finnish.
Oh, well, I hope so.
Finnish, actually. It was more common with brown hair in Finland, I heard.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're like 100% Finnish, you are usually maybe Russian or something as well.
No, not Russian. No.
Yeah. But Finland, I love Finland, and yes, we have this sisu and other good qualities and musical interest is also very common for Finnish people. My grandfather was a jazz guitarist.
Oh, that's cool.
He went on tour and he met my grandmother, and that's why I exist.
That's super cool. Now,
yeah,
let's talk about Amaranth for
yes.
now. Now, you started singing when you were very young, and somewhere along the line you met Olof.
Yep.
And started the band Amaranth. Tell us a little bit more about how that started.
Oh, well, I mean, I remember it as it was yesterday. I was working in the... Wait, I was in between... It doesn't matter. I was somewhere in the city.
Yep.
No, but... for some reason, there was this bar in the avenue in Gothenburg where lots of metalheads were hanging out, or people listening to rock music. We have this like called Rockbaren, and then there was this other place. It doesn't exist anymore, but street is Hard Rock Cafe. Yeah. So it's very that we met up there because I worked in the avenue like on this cabaret show, which I used to be a part of, and we started to talk, and we talked about like common dreams and goals, and realized that we had the same dream and goal with our lives. And we were then like, I was 19, I think, or 19, 20 something, and he was like a little bit older than me, and he had already been to Japan playing with his band Dragon. What was the name of his band again?
Dragon something. I don't know. I did read it. I can't remember.
I thought. Okay, doesn't matter. But his other band,
yes,
they still exist. But yeah, I thought that was so cool, and I was like, oh my god! And I loved it. At the time, I listened a lot to Evanescence, and I thought, well, she's a female. I know it's not so many females in that genre, but my brother was a metalhead, and he always told me like, Elize, you should sing metal, even though you don't sound like that, you know. But then I was always thinking like, yeah, sure. It's very common for somebody to maybe want to like look for a job, and they look in already existing bands.
Yeah.
I was auditioning for Nightwish, for example, and then of course we came up with the genius idea that we should just start our own band, and then we created music around my ability, or like how I sing stuff and how I write music. How Olof creates the arrangements because he's an expert in arranging metal stuff, and the combination was Amaranth, so that's what we're doing still.
No, that's super cool. Now, how would you? Now, obviously, you've been with Amaranth since first album 2011.
Yeah.
It's 2024, so we're talking a long time. how would you describe the difference between when you first started to the latest album, which is The Catalyst?
The thing is, we started to write songs for the very first album. We started already 2008.
Yeah.
And so we wrote basically songs, you know, when we hung out, and I was still in school working and he had work and stuff. So it didn't happen that we met so often.
Yeah.
But when we wrote a song, so that's why it took 2008, 9, 10, 11. It took 3 years to write one album. And I would say, I mean, that time was very exciting. It was so much fun because we put together our different like ideas and stuff, and it fell into place.
Yeah.
And we kind of, it was the best band I ever heard. So it was my favorite kind of music, because I like everything which we have, but it's very rare that everything is in the same combination, like in the same song. So it was, of course, very new, and that's why we got recognition very fast.
Yeah.
And then it was the second album, and then me and Olof was very determined. Obviously, we were like also feeling a lot of pressure for the first time, because the first album was fun, you know. And then we're like, oh my God, we need to show them that we are like here to stay. And then we wrote the Nexus. I remember I still have the demo of that one, and so on. But now, I mean, what we're doing is that we try to keep that same feeling, you know, that we're like not taking for granted ever. We want to create something which stands out, which feels new and fresh to ourselves and the listeners, without losing too much of what we already have.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. And also, of course, for the biggest change or whatever, like what we experiment with is a lot that Olof, being the one writing all the riffs, most of them at least, for his entire career, he himself got a little bit not bored, of course, but he felt like, okay, but now I want to focus more on the piano. Yeah. So he wrote a lot of driven songs. That's why we have already, starting with the previous album, or actually like even earlier, but it went like a lot towards the more piano driven, like Strong, and then like all these other songs. And here we have, in the Catalyst, we have so many arrangements.
Yeah.
Is obviously not just a riff, drums, bass, and guitar and vocals.
Yeah.
Oh, drums and vocals.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest change, and that's what stands out for this album. And it's funny bit that we already talked so much about it. It's like, yeah, but for him being very creative with the arrangements, with the keyboards, especially like finding different sounds, and so it's very creative in that way. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, now maybe for the next one we want to bring back those heavy riffs, because obviously he's really good at writing riffs, and that's, you know, more metal probably than piano. Well, it depends on if you like Dream Theater and stuff like that, which also we get inspired by. It's nice for a change.
Yeah.
So pick up things a bit, but like I said, it's not that we decided to change forever and lose, you know, the grounds. So we will probably bring it back. So
yeah,
we are trying to keep ourselves engaged and renewed and inspired.
Yeah.
And that requires a little bit of change.
Yeah,
I think.
That's cool. Now, when you first started the band, I mean, I don't know of any other band where there is 3 vocalists. This is very unique. Was this Olof's idea, or what? How did this come about?
Well, the thing is that it was just in order to give everybody a spotlight. It required different vocalists.
Yeah.
So the songs were based on, I mean, I come from the musical world where, for example, it's very common to be previous singers.
Yeah.
In my team where I used to work, we were 7 singers, you know, switching up. And in a musical, there is always one part like, well, look at me. No. "No, you have to go." So it's everybody plays their part, and that was how we started to write the songs. Yeah. Also, Nightwish have 2 vocalists. You know, it's always been Marco, and those are my favorite songs. You know, where they're singing. So it was not what I can remember. It wasn't somebody's idea. It was more like, yeah, but I sing this part because I wrote that part in a song, for example, and then I was like demonstrating other kind of like how you sing. Like, I have the will inside my mind. There is a voice I can't deny. That's for me. That was a lot what I heard as a child listening to Dio. So for me, already writing those parts was very natural that it should be the male vocalist.
Yeah.
Or, you know, so that was already, I think it was mostly of like a friend thing that we wanted to, you know, engage more people than only ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know that Olof was also talking about bringing in guests, making some kind of guest parts.
Yeah.
And that's also one reason why we wrote the songs based on multiple singers and not only just for ourselves.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
To begin with, I thought I was a songwriter, and I didn't really think I would be singing, especially these parts myself. So that's a little interesting as well.
Yeah.
But that we wanted to start a band, that was already, you know, what we decided when we. But how the band was going to come to be, that was a different question. So basically, after writing songs, realizing they sounded really great, bringing in Andy on growls, that's when we decided to start a band.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously, going back to the Finnish side of things, because obviously my mum and dad are from Finland, you did sing a lot on Raskasta Joulu, Heavy Christmas in Finland. Many times you did a lot of gigs in Finland. That's cool. I like that.
Every year in December or November, December, I am there. I have been there for 10 years now, singing Finnish Christmas songs and English and Swedish, but mostly Finnish in Raskasta Joulu. It's a great concept, and it's the main character, or like probably the one you know best, is the Marco from Nightwish. Yeah, otherwise, there is this superstars Finnish. Yeah, of course. So Artika, Toni Kakko, and
Toni Kakko, from Artika.
So you have listened to the Raskasta Joulua album, have you?
Yes.
Of you. Oh my God, yes, because you Finnish. Do you know Finnish?
Yes, my first language when I was a kid.
And you still remember it? That's good.
Yes.
And your parents still Finnish?
No, my parents passed away, but my I actually interviewed Toni Kakko twice before.
He's so nice.
He's a nice dude. Very, very nice dude.
What am I singing now? Tulkon toivokan soilemaan, pesken vangit vankoilistaan.
I don't know. It sounds amazing.
Jouluan taas, kulkoset soi, jossatin äiti, jästä sirem talaloin.
That's so cool.
Klaus, ihmisrintaan, silloin joulu luona me on. It says in my heart, always Christmas, something.
That's so cool. So who's better at ice hockey, Finland or Sweden?
Who's winning?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Are you asking me who I vote for?
Who's better, Finland or Sweden in ice hockey?
I
don't know either.
I think they are as the same, equally good.
Yeah, sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. But anyway, you guys are coming to Australia. Finally.
Really?
What's taken so long? Why? Why so long?
I think the reason has been that how the music... Do you know... Yeah, the music industry works in interesting ways. It's very special business
Yes.
to be in, and you need to know how everything works there to understand why it sometimes don't happen.
Yes.
So dig into music industry and how it works. It's so many lines of people involved and companies, and it's so much more, behind the scenes than just a band going on the road on their own playing. So of course we wanted to come so many times, and for some reason, at some point, I think it was already maybe 10 years ago, we were thinking about it, and somebody said that something happened and it wasn't possible, and maybe we worked with some promoter. Sometimes the promoter, in worst case, disappears. Didn't happen. Yeah, it didn't happen like what I know in Australia, but it's just like things like this can happen. So it's a reason that somebody thought something, and people change their minds, and it's very expensive to come to Australia. It's a very big part. Maybe the band or somebody working for the band felt it's not profitable, or it's not something we should focus on right now. So they say, let's do it next. And then they say, let's do it next year. And then it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was so frustrated because obviously I was thinking all the time, yes, but it's going to happen. Now it's going to happen. Now it's going to happen. But for some reason it didn't happen. And also like planning shows, for example, if you have Australia here and then you come a big European tour with Sabaton, everybody's going to be like, okay, but we can't do Australia because now we get this European tour in playing arenas, Sabaton in Europe. Yeah. And then it's like, you also can come to United States and do this, and you can do this, and then you need to prioritize. Yeah. So somehow Australia has always been falling, in between the line. And but now, finally, we didn't plan, because it's funny, we kind of planned to have a break, like some time off after the summer. Yeah. And only because of that's when it happened. Now it came the free time we needed to be able to go to Australia. And lucky it worked fine with the booking agency and the people working over there, taking care of us, obviously, arranging things, So we're very grateful that we finally found someone serious that wants to take us there, and that it's possible. And no pandemic and no other stupid things.
Yeah. No, it's good. I know two of the shows, they're already almost sold out. I think Sydney and Melbourne are almost sold out. How good's that? Now, so it's going to be like late August. You coming here?
Yeah. It's also very good time of the year, I heard, because sometimes you plan going to Australia and in the middle of the summer it's really warm.
Oh, it's very hot.
But I think for us it's very exciting because it's going to be very good timing to be in your country, as you said.
Yeah, no, it'll be a good time of the year. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's the end of winter here, which is not really winter, because winter in Australia is not like winter in Sweden.
Exactly, I know.
So have you ever been to Australia before?
No. I've never been there. I only heard about it.
Has anyone in the band been to Australia before?
Only Nils.
Okay, yep, Nils, yep.
He's been there. So to all his friends, you're welcome to come to the show. I'm just kidding. But he used to work there when he was younger, I heard.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. So his colleagues and everybody, I don't know, they're still there, obviously.
So he never toured here with Dynasty, did he?
No.
No, yeah.
So he knows a lot about Australia, and he told me about the good places, and also I heard it from other people interviewing me. But, for me, it's like a whole new world, and it's going to be so exciting to come to some place new, and nobody's been there, so everybody's like super, super excited, and it's very much common for Swedish people to come over to Australia. I don't know, like it was some time already long ago that the what do you call it? Like the companies that sell trips, they were pushing for Australia. So all the kids went there
Yeah.
And some of them got obviously, like they moved there and lives there still, therefore. So yeah, it's something with Sweden and Australia definitely connecting.
That's so cool. Well, we'll finish up the chat because I know you got, I think, one more interview yet. I think.
One more only. Yeah, I think I would. Yeah,
But
in like 4 minutes.
Thanks so much for chatting with me today.
But I recognize you. I can't remember when I saw you the last time, but we have had some interview past, right?
No, this is my first interview with you.
You never interviewed me before. Why do I recognize you? Maybe I've seen. Oh, maybe it's because you're Finnish.
Possibly. My last interview was with Ville Valo.
Oh yeah.
A couple of months ago, and my last interview before that was Johannes Ökerström from Avatar.
Oh really?
So
Aww.
I usually interview Finnish and Swedish bands, because that's cool.
And question to you: have you been then in Finland and Sweden?
I've never been to Sweden. I went to Finland when I was 10 years old back in 1984. And it was amazing. Amazing. But
I was also in Finland for the first time when I was 10 years old back in 1994.
Yeah, because you're turning 40 soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I turned 50 a couple of months ago.
50?
50.
So you're 10 years older than me?
Yes.
Why did I think we were the same age?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. This is going out of...
Anyway, we'll see you when you come to Australia. Thanks so much for talking to me today.
Thank you very much. And very nice t-shirt.
Heja Sverige.
Heja Sverige. I like what I
say when you come to Australia. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Oi, 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 oi.
Yes. So when you come to Australia, you say that.
What does it mean?
It's just a stupid Australian saying.
Oh, okay, though. Yeah, I do it. I heard some other things like drinking beer from a shoe and all kinds of.
You'll be doing that when you come to Australia. You'll be doing shoeys.
That's what it was
called.
They put
a beer in the shoe and then you got to drink it the whole lot from someone's dirty, smelly shoe.
Yes.
Maybe Olof can do that. Or Nils.
I think Olof. I think both of them should try that. Yes.
Do it. Do it.
Yes. I will tell them.
Thank you so much, Elize. We'll see you here in less than a month.
Yeah, few weeks.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you soon.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Bye. Cheers.
Record.